For July 25th. It looks like it's going to be a really exciting meeting. We're going to have a talk on commercial real estate. We're going to have a talk on business management, more precisely project management. So it's going to be a wonderful event. To start off with, let me quickly go down the list of what we're going to be doing. I am the Toastmaster. And then also we are going to have Julius is going to be the general evaluator, and he's going to evaluate Maurice's speech on real estate investment. And then Kedrick is going to be the second evaluator for Brett's speech on project management. And I am going to be the, oh, I put him in the wrong place, didn't I? I did. I'm going to be the timer, and we're going to have Mark DeVoe is going to be our grammarian, right?
Toastmasters.
Huh?
I'm grammarian, he's Toastmasters.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm sorry. So Kedrick is going to be both a grammarian and an evaluator, and the table topics is going to be Mark DeVoe, and that'll be good enough for us to get started here. Okay, all right, so this evening's meeting is going to be awesome. So I would like to introduce, first of all, our first speaker for this evening. Our first speaker is our current president, and has been with Toastmasters for about a year now, close to a year, and we are really grateful to have him. He's going to be speaking to us on introduction to commercial real estate. Maurice, introduction to commercial real estate.
Fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, have you ever pondered on ways of supplementing your income, or even to retire from your current job? I am sure that most of us have pondered on it, and there are a vast array of methods which to do so. What I want to talk about tonight is introduction to commercial real estate investing. The majority of the material that I have gleaned the information from is called Commercial Real Estate Investing for Dummies by Peter Conti and Peter Harris. Since this book has over 300 pages from cover to cover of information, excluding the acknowledgments, the contents, and the index, I'm only going to touch on a few key topics of commercial real estate investing. What are the types, or some of the types of commercial real estate? Well, you have apartment buildings, which are residential units, 5 units or more. 4 or less is considered residential. Have offices and warehouses. You have retail centers such as shopping centers, malls, or large single stores. Hotels and resorts where temporary occupants occupy and travelers. Land developments, land that can be used for developing to build upon. What are types of investors for commercial real estate? You have cash flow investors. They purchase properties for the purpose of generating monthly income. You have long-term or hold investors. They purchase properties that appreciate over a long period of time. Besides needing money for down payment and money to make payments on commercial real estate, what does one need to get started in real estate skill-wise? Well, for one, there is no real estate license required for a person or a partnership to purchase commercial real estate, but agents and brokers are available to help someone purchase commercial real estate. 2, the ability to meet people and to make new friends. 3, doing simple math. You just need to know that income minus expenses minus debt equals monthly cash flow. 4, accounting and collecting. Being comfortable and asking someone to pay the rent, and also to properly keep track of the income and the expenses and the debts. There are some myths in real estate, in commercial real estate investing. The first myth is you must start off investing in residential real estate before you invest in commercial real estate. There is no rule, rhyme, or reason that you have to invest in residential real estate in order to invest in commercial real estate. Number 2, the rich only need apply. This is also not true. Just about anyone from any walk of life can invest in commercial real estate. 3, the game is only for big-time players. Once again, anyone from any walk of life can invest in commercial real estate. And number 4, commercial real estate is too complex for simple folks. Nonsense. Ways to get leads on commercial real estate. Newspaper ads or other publications, local newspaper or Wall Street Journal. Commercial real estate websites like loopnet.com or cosign.com. Government agencies like the USDA or the Office of Property Disposal. 4, commercial realtors and brokers. 5, property owner associations. 6, real estate investment clubs. To qualify for financing or obtaining a loan for commercial real estate, there are 3 qualifications. 1, does the property produce enough income to cover the expenses and the mortgage? 2, what is the condition of the property? 3, what is the financial strength of the borrower? Notice that the financial strength of the borrower comes third when it comes to commercial real estate, where it would be the first qualification for residential real estate. Knowing when to buy, sell, hold, or go bottom fishing. There are 6 phases in the real estate cycle, and I have a graph here to demonstrate. Here you have the expansion phase. That is when employment is good. That's when income increases. That's when vacancies are decreasing, and that's when new buildings are planned. Next, you got the peak phase. The peak phase is the best time to sell your commercial real estate if you so desire. Here you have the contraction phase. That's where there's a bunch of new projects and on the market and evidence of overbuilding. Then you have the recession phase. That's where real estate becomes difficult to sell. Property values are decreasing, interest rates are high, and landlords are competing harder for tenants due to overbuilding. Then you got the bottom phase, which is the best time to buy real estate, but it's also a scary time because unemployment and inflation are high. Then you got the recovery phase. That's where the vacancies decrease, the rents level off, and money begins to flow back into the market. What do you do when you commit to buying real estate? When you make an offer and pay your earnest money. 1 is perform due diligence. This is the process where the property is physically inspected, Got to make sure all your legal documents for the property, such as the title, are correct and have no defects. And you expect the financial documents. 90% of all deals die during due diligence. 2, do not overpay. For example, if you're buying a shopping center, know how much you are paying per square foot. And 3, have a multi-tier exit strategy. Have at least 3 to 5 exit strategies. For example, if you buy a big apartment complex and you see that you're not getting enough tenants, maybe you can convert those to condominiums, and then maybe you can do partial owner financing to the potential buyer of the condo. Avoiding lawsuits. There are 2 points. 1, obtain property liability insurance and hazard insurance. 2, choose a protected form of ownership or business structure, such as a limited liability company. In summary, it is easy for anyone to invest in commercial real estate. You just have the minimum amount of money, and skill-wise, there's really not much to it. You just have to know how to count. Also, once you make a commitment to purchase real estate, do your due diligence, don't overpay, and have a multi-tier exit strategy. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Next, we are going to have another very exciting speech, and this time by Brett Dungan. He's going to give us a speech on project management. Brett is one of the newer members of this club, and we're really glad to have him. He was a manager, CEO of a business in Balabatry and did work very successfully. So we are looking forward to hear how to do project management with Brett Dungan.
Greetings, fellow Toastmasters. Tonight, I would like to give an overview about the project management process. I just completed a course online through canvas.net. It's called Project Management for Business Professionals. In my career working for a shipyard, my responsibilities included estimating, sort of planning, budgeting, controlling, and monitoring projects. How did I get involved in project management? One day, I was asked to accompany the sales manager to do along a site visit inspection of a sunken boat that had been salvaged. It was an oil supply vessel called the Sally P. The boat, Sally P, had had a collision in the Mississippi River with an oil tanker. All the hands were lost, were dead, except for one survivor. The vessel was almost cut in half and was submerged. The salvage company ended up owning the vessel, which was raised and put onto a barge. And he contacted us because he wanted to see about bringing his treasure, the newfound treasure, back into service. And you have to understand that the insurance company had called this a total loss. The boat was in very difficult circumstances. We did a very thorough estimate of the repair cost. I remember giving the price to the gentleman. I remember that very clearly, even 30 years ago. Somehow, we had the confidence to negotiate a fixed price with the owner. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this boat. When it capsized, all the hands were washed away except for the female cook, who was actually trapped in an air pocket below deck. Interestingly, her story was carried in Reader's Digest. And she testified about being scared and in the dark and, below the deck. So she waited patiently, and when she saw the rescue Coast Guard diver swim by into the compartment and swim by her, she reached out and she grabbed him. She grabbed the startled diver. It's a wonder he didn't have a heart attack. We negotiated a contract, we brought the vessel to our shipyard, and we proceeded to make the repairs, which included cutting the boat in half and then taking all the damaged area out of the vessel, putting a brand new 22-foot mid-body section into the craft. When we got done, we counted up our costs, and we were surprised to find that we were $1.69 over budget. I was hooked on project management. I said to myself, damn, I'm good at this. So with this renewed confidence, we decided to bid on another project. It was a sunken, salvaged oil supply vessel called the motor vessel Mr. Offshore, which we converted into a diving support ship for the Offshore Diving and Exploration Company, ODECO. It was a little bigger job, and unfortunately, when we counted up our costs at the end, we were sad to find that we had lost our pants because we had severe cost overruns. Although I didn't have formal training in project management, I actually did very well with my craft. When I was taking this online course, I speeded through the course because I was familiar with the project management role and processes. I realized even though I did not know the MBA lingo and verbiage and words, I found that actually I had been using the project management techniques my whole career. The Project Management Institute describes a process, defines a project as something that delivers a product, service, or a result called a deliverable. It's temporary nature as opposed to the ongoing business management that takes place in the day-to-day business activities. It has a start and it has a finish. The oversight of day-to-day business management comes under operations management, which is like production, manufacturing, logistics, staffing, logistics, warehousing, customer service, etc. What separate operational groups within an organization may be engaged in a project work from time to time. For example, an accounting department might have a project to install a new software program to replace an existing accounting system. Or the sales department might have a new rollout of a new program that is internet-based project, social media, for example. What separates these projects from the operation management that is underlying or related to that is that the projects, they have a design, they have a definite start and end, they're temporary rather than ongoing, and they produce a unique deliverable, such as a report or a set of recommendations or, enhancing the product, enhancing the product delivery line or restoring the building. Documentary tools that a project manager uses includes PERT, which stands for Performance Evaluation Review Technique, CPM, Critical Path Method Scheduler, Gantt, named for Henry Gantt, resource allocation, and resource loading. The Project Management Institute lists 7 skills that the project manager must have. I'd like to read those to you. Number 1, be highly organized and a good multitasker. Number 2, take charge and know how to lead. Number 3, be an effective communicator. Number 4, know when and how to negotiate. Number 5, be detail-oriented. 6, recognize and solve problems quickly. 7, possess the necessary technical skills. In closing, I would like to make an analogy. There's scripture in the Bible that lists the various virtues and then goes on to tell us that the most important of these is love. All the project management educators agree, and the project management Bible tells us that the key to successful project management is communication. Maybe communication is the key to love. Remember, there's no limit to what we can accomplish when no one cares who takes the credit. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, thank you. All right, very interesting, very interesting. I actually remember working on a boat nearby when you went through and did some of those contracts. Quite interesting stuff. And I do also remember reading about that young lady in the Reader's Digest. Very sad. All right, next we're going to go into table topics, and we're going to have Mark, our online representative of Toastmasters Hilltoppers Club, give us our table topics for this evening.
Okay, and I'd like to ask that, Lawrence, if you can remain up at the lectern until the first speaker comes up.
Okay.
And ask that everybody do the same, so that as you finish your table topic, remain at the lectern until the next speaker comes up. Tonight, we're going to do something completely different. And I'm going to ask you, Ying, are you willing to give a table topic tonight?
Okay.
Okay. Was that a yes?
Yes.
Oh, great, great. So, tonight's table topic is going to have everybody explain how the whole club went on the best vacation ever. And it's going to be a round robin. So Yu Ying is going to start us off and describe what part of the club's vacation made it the best vacation ever. And then we're going to go around the room. So Lawrence will be the next speaker, then Joyous, then there's Maurice City.
Maurice?
So it'd be Kedrick next.
Okay, so then Kedrick, Brett, and then Maurice. And so what I want each speaker to do is to pick up the story of the greatest vacation ever for Hilltoppers Toastmaster Club. Just pick it up where the previous speaker left off.
Okay, now what did you say was the first thing that you wanted to do?
That Yu Ying will be the first speaker, and she's going to start the story of the best vacation ever.
That's what?
Vacation. So just make up a story about what you think might be the best vacation, and then everybody has to pick up the story after you
Then once
finish.
you second, then me.
The real one, or makeup.
Makeup.
Who calls out?
You can start, you can be real or it can be makeup, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But then the next one is gonna come along
Okay.
and go from where you are. And let's get this back to white.
Toastmaster and Cupcake Master and everyone. Yeah, my favorite vacation? No, what vacation?
For the group, for the group. Oh, we all went on.
We're all gonna go on a vacation.
We
Together.
all go vacation
The
together?
greatest vacation.
okay, yeah.
Greatest vacation.
Sorry. All the vacation we together is, I would like. I would like to go to the, somewhere about the resort. There is very close to the beach, and in the summer, during the day we will go to the beach, and we have swim. We have play the football, and also we can have like a different kind of a game on the beach. And then after like sunset, and the beach is cool, and we can go back to somewhere has the like equipment that can grill, and we make a delicious food.
Good, good.
Thank you.
Please.
Okay. Yeah, I'm next. Okay, so we just got down to the beach and we had ourselves a wonderful dinner. It was absolutely fabulous. We had some wonderfully created Chinese dinner from one of our members. We had some good cultural food from other members. And then we even had some Rocky Mountain oysters and some seafood. So it was a fabulous, fabulous adventure out at the seashore. But then we decided we wanted to do something different. So we climbed into the duck boats. And the duck boats drove us around and showed us all of the industries that are going on over on the eastern part of the Mobile River. And then it drove across the river, through the water, in a little truck with basically a bus, drove across the river. It came out of the river over by the convention center, and then it drove down through Mobile, showing all the wonderful sights, the museums, all the art centers, and the Mardi Gras Museum, and people were waving, and the cars were beeping their horn, and the tour guides were telling the most corny jokes that were so corny you had to laugh. But it was a wonderful experience, and we all shared it together, and we really had a wonderful, wonderful time. And then we drive back into the river and across, and we do a tour of the battleship. And we saw how the battleship, and learned how the battleship was used in World War II, and how the students in Mobile schools saved up their pennies and got $1 million worth of donations to bring the battleship to Mobile so that they could make it a beautiful thing. And in exchange, they got a lifetime ticket to be on the battleship. And then we parked the bus. It was such a wonderful experience. And then we were ready to move on to the next exciting adventure, Mr. Topic Master.
All right. Very good. Okay. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. Now, after the various adventures on the beach, going back to find out about the battleship, we all took the opportunity to thank Maurice for providing the whole club an opportunity to go on a vacation because he did so well in his commercial real estate investing. And at the same time, we weren't concerned when we got back on the yacht and we had an opportunity to listen to Brett talk again about project management. So we all decided we should create a project as a group. Now our project was to see if we could have the most fun on a group vacation. So what we decided to do was go to Hawaii. Why not go to Hawaii? It's a very great place. The weather's always pleasant. You can do pretty much anything you want. And that's exactly what happened. Kedrick wanted to show off his physique. So what he decided to do was he did some diving off the side of a mountain. The mountain was really high. Kedrick went out and put Dawn on his outfit. Just took a leap right over the top, and everybody started taking pictures. Man, this is great, this is great. And after, but he had a lot of experience with ships and following water. So he went ahead and did it as well. And in the background, that was Mark, sitting back just observing the whole scene, taking it all in, because it was his idea. But the project was managed by Brett. Maurice funded the money, and the rest of the group just had all the fun. And I just wanted to say thank you for the group. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. All right.
All right, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. So you must have known at the point when Mark mentioned that we are going on a group vacation that I love going to the beach. So that's one of the most relaxing places to go, and I'm glad we were all able to go as a group. Your food was wonderful. Also, the other ethnic food was great as well. I enjoyed listening to Brett talk about project management. I think I'm going to work with Lawrence, and maybe we'll start building our own boats now. I know he has interest in being a commercial duck boat driver, so hopefully we can get that going for him. I don't think there's any other place that I would love to experience with this group than Hawaii. Maybe besides Jamaica. I haven't been to Hawaii yet, but I have been to Jamaica. But while we were in Hawaii, we did have fun on the beach. There was a luau, and Maurice was the winner of the How Low Can You Go contest because he's so agile and flexible. So as we're leaving Hawaii on the plane to Jamaica, I think Maurice is going to bring it on home for us as we continue our group vacation.
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guest. Upon arrival to Jamaica from Hawaii, the first thing that we did, we checked into one of the best resorts there, and I don't know the name off the top of my head, but we got to the best resort there, and they had lavish amenities. They had scrumptious food, not only Jamaican, but there were some different types of cuisine that was there. Once we finished eating, all of us, we took a little nap, and then when nightfall came, they had a big party, and it had plenty of reggae music, plenty of dancers, and we all had a good time. Then the next morning, after some people were recovering from their hangover, not me, but some people, we got up and we had a tour of the island, and we saw different historical relics that were there, and the scenery was just tremendous, and the water was tremendous, and we just had a great time. And after that, I think Brett can explain how things went from there.
All right.
When we got back to Mobile, we came to Carpe Diem because they have free Wi-Fi. And we really wanted to make enough money to pay for our trip. Even though the trip was financed with some money fronted by Maurice, we decided that we wanted to make money and create a blog. And the topic of our blog was how to avoid a low place on your vacation. And so we came back to Carpe Diem, and we came upstairs into the room, and we really celebrated the fact that together, with everybody pulling together, we'd accomplished great things. And we made enough money with our blog that we were able to pay back Maurice for the money he fronted us. So please remember that all is possible. Everybody working together. No, none of us were worried about taking credit, but we all pulled together for the higher purpose. And that's what made this the best vacation ever.
Excellent, excellent. We'll control the meeting back over to Mark, our Toastmaster.
All right, thank you very much. What a wonderful experience we had. This is really, really good. There was no loose person in the entire bunch. And by the way, we forgot to do our word of the day, so nobody is going to get credit to use it because that was my fault. But that was the word of the day, loosh. Next, we are going to go into the evaluation process. And so immediately, I would like to introduce our general evaluator, Mr. Julius Armstrong, longtime member of Hilltoppers, Toastmaster.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster on the guest. First duty as the general evaluator is to give an overview of the meeting. The meeting started on time. All roles were filled. Like Lawrence mentioned, we did not have the word of the day. It would be a demerit, so to speak. And I will go into the introduction. I'll do the evaluation of Maurice's speech. And Maurice's speech was titled, Introduction to Commercial Real Estate Investing. How well did the speaker's topic apply to the audience? I said very well. Everybody's always interested in making more money. Was the topic well researched? Maurice had a commercial real estate investing book for dummies. That was one of the research tools I noticed he had. He mentioned some other things, mentioned the internet, so I'm assuming he used the internet as well. How well did the speaker support his or her main points? I took the main points to be what type of commercial real estate investing there are. There's apartments, there are office buildings, retail centers, just land. What's the support material appropriate for a point made? Yes. How clear was the speaker's purpose? The speaker's purpose, that I take, was to familiarize the audience with what commercial real estate is, what it takes to be involved in, the requirements, how not to get boosted by people involved in the business. Okay. Was the speech effectively organized? Yes. Did the speaker take advantage of body language and vocal variety? I say yes. You throw some key points and different points in the presentation. What could the speaker have done differently to improve the speech? I said provide a larger, figure you put up there, you were pointing to it, you couldn't really see it. If you had to have a bigger picture illustration, that would have been effective. And also I said you could talk more about the benefits of commercial real estate investing, like how much money you can make, things of that nature, how long does it take to make the money. Could the speaker have done, that's why I said that. What did you like about the speech? I like the fact you did do some myth busting. I was known about residential real estate investing, but never how simple it is to get involved in commercial real estate. It's not only for the rich, it's not only for the smart. Those things I would always say, only Donald Trump can do commercial real estate investing. 90%, you gave some good information about knowing if you get involved in commercial real estate, you need to know how to not get your pants or lose your pants, as Brett was saying, because you can lose your pants investing in real estate, and how to avoid real estate lawsuits. So that was good information. I enjoyed it. Look forward to hearing from you again. Thank you. All right, next up will be Kedron evaluating Brett's speech.
Okay, Brett's speech was on the topic of project management. So I believe the speech was based on the guide of vocal variety. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So basically we have a list of different attributes that go along with the vocal variety speech. So I'm just name off some of the ones that I thought Brett did well in. So I thought he had good use of vocal variety. The pitch and the volume of the speech was very well. I thought the speech was very organized. You had accurate word usage for everything that you talked about during the speech. Good information about the topic. I thought the rate of the speech was on par. You weren't fast or too slow. It was very appropriate. The topic was well researched, and I like the fact that I think that the best way to convey a story of that type is when you include personal experience. So you not only included something good that you did with your personal experience, you also included the bad that you did with it. So I think that brings the whole speech, the entire speech home. One thing I did notice was you used several acronyms in the speech. So I thought that you could have done a better job with including examples of the acronyms after you defined them. So, during your personal experience, you said, we use the Gantt charts to be able to determine X, Y, Z. I thought that would have brought your point home with that a lot more. Other than that, I don't think there's nothing else you could have done to make the speech more effective. And what did I like about the speech? I like several things about it. One is that it hit home for me because I'm currently getting my MBA in project management. So a lot of the stuff you talked about it's good to hear that somebody actually used it in the real world to do work. So other than that, I think you did a very good job with the speech.
Good evaluation, Keeler. Also, I wanted to mention as a general evaluator, that we did have two good speeches. And Mark, excellent job on the table topics. We got everybody involved. And nobody takes the credit, so we all win, right? All right, great. And, we're gonna have the grammarian, Keeler. Before we have the grammarian, let's hear from the timer. Lawrence is our timer.
Okay, so far, yes. In our speeches, we had, Maurice was 9 minutes, which was ever so slightly more than the 5 to 7 minutes his speech was supposed to take. So you did not win the contest. All right? For those of you who don't know, if you go over more than 30 seconds over your speech time, you're automatically disqualified in a contest. But this wasn't a contest, and it was a good speech, so we'll let you get away with it. And then Brett was at 7 minutes and 45 seconds, which was rate just a hair above his 5 to 7 minute time frame. But he also would have been disqualified by 15 seconds. So, but again, very good speech by everybody, so we'll let him get away with it. Yuling, 1 minute 33 seconds. On your table topics. Mine was 2 minutes 22, Julius was 1 minute 44, Kedrick was 1 minute 24, Brett was 1 minute 1 second, Maurice was 1 minute 50 seconds. Our evaluations, 2 to 3 minutes. Julius was 2 minutes 45 seconds, and Kedrick was 1 minute and 25 seconds. So we're well within our time frame for everything.
All right, thank you for the time. Now we'll hear from our grammarian, Keeler.
Okay, for the grammarian's report, we didn't have a proper introduction of the word of the day, but I was still able to count several of the members or speakers tonight using the word. I have Maurice using it once, Lawrence once, Brett once, and Julius once. And as far as the I counter, just during my evaluation of Brett's speech, I've marked myself down for 2. The only other offender that we had tonight was Lawrence. And I think I got him up to 10 tonight. So Got to do better, Lawrence. But
I know.
other than that, I thought everyone had good grammar and punctuation with everything.
All right, thank you. Okay. Lawrence, I would just say, about is speak less or pause more. Okay, thank you. Turn it back over to the Toastmasters. All right.
Okay, thank you very much. And that is the end of this evening's speak. Do you have a very quick educational overview? I noticed you had out your moments of truth. It is 9:54, so we only have just a short time, but 9:55. But if you want to do a short thing, we do have time to do it. All right, and I'll turn it over to our president, Maurice. Thank you.
Okay, these are the forms I need to turn in by the end of the month. Moment of Truth worksheet, and this is the club success plan. I'll just go over the Moments of Truth worksheet section by section. First impressions, membership orientation, and there's standards under each of those. Fellowship, variety, and communication. Program planning and meeting organization, and there's a rating 1 through 5. 1, we never meet the standard. 2, we rarely meet the standard. Number 3, we sometimes meet the standard. Number 4, we usually meet the standard. Number 5, we always meet the standard. And then the rest of the sections: membership strength, achievement recognition. And then along with that is best practices chart. Got challenges, probable causes, recommendations. And for guest evaluations, member achievement, member retention, and mentoring. So we have these different categories that we have to stay up on as a club. And then also we have the club success plan, and we have a distinguished club goal, 2 CC awards, 2 more CC awards, 1 ACB, ACS, ACG award, and you can look on Toastmasters website to see what these acronyms stand for, or your manuals. So these are the forms I need to turn in by the end of the month.
So you want input from us?
Yes, if possible. I know
End of the month,
we're at the end of the meeting and people got to go home.
When is the end of the month?
By the end of August, not the end of June, July.
Oh, end of
We
August.
still have another
Oh, okay.
30
Oh,
days to
okay.
get this.
Okay,
Okay? The
okay.
end of August.
Okay, yeah, okay, thanks.
Mr. President, where are these forms available?
Well, I got an email to me. If you want a copy, I could email it to you.
Please email to me.
I'll take one as well.
Okay, all right.
Make me free.
All righty. Well, with that, the agenda for next week.
Agenda for next week. All right, let me see if it'll come up real quick.
Carr, if you put up the agenda for next week, I might suggest that we schedule either before one of the meetings or after one of the meetings to go over the success plan.
Okay.
Yes, I would, I think that it would be a good idea even to make one of our presentations a little bit more on what the success plan is going to be and how we can make it work. I'm doing an interpersonal communication. I'm set up to do interpersonal communication next week, but I could do a little bit more on what the success plan is and the moments of truth and how make it into a group discussion, and that would fulfill our responsibility as a club to do that meeting. So we could change that and make it a little bit longer speech and a little bit, fill in that time with that. Also, the next meeting, if that's okay, would that be all right with the club?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and very quickly, right now I don't have a whole lot for next week. I've got me as a speaker. I've got Brett as the general evaluator. I got Heather as a reserve speaker. Woody as the Toastmaster. And I don't have anybody else on the list right now. So I failed to actually get 3 weeks ahead like I was told I was supposed to do. But I will try to do that. Unfortunately, we have too many people who don't come on a regular basis. It's hard to do. Yes, sir.
You can sign me up for a speech next week.
You can do a speech next week too? Okay, I will set you up as a second speaker next week.
Sure.
And you're just going to do the next one on your list?
Okay.
Okay, good enough. So that's all I have.
Okay, if nothing else, this meeting is adjourned.
You almost finished with the book, huh?
I have 3 or 4 more. I'm on number 6.
Huh?
Is it 10 in the first one? Yeah.
Timer?
Yeah.
You'll be here next week? I'll let you do timer.
Knock off on the list.
Okay.
If I can get
Right,
it to do
you
that.
done. Y'all done?
Remember, special